Welcome back to the channel. You guys see the headline, the title. Our first big trade before the trade deadline is here, and we have Caris Levert being sent to the Cleveland Cavaliers in a shocking trade, our first Woj bomb. But look, we're gonna get into all these trades that are coming up by the trade deadline, so turn your post notification bell on so you never miss a video when I post them. Besides all that, leave a like, subscribe. Let's get right into the video. So check this out. Cleveland, the team that we talked about saying that wants to make some moves this year, the team that was from the bottom last year, that finds themselves third in the Eastern Conference. They're making some moves. So they went ahead and acquired Caris Levert from the Indiana Pacers. The Cleveland Cavaliers are sending Ricky Rubio, a 2022 first-round pick, lottery protected, a 2022 second-round pick, and a 2027 second-round pick owned by the Utah Jazz. Looking back at this trade, it looks like a huge dub for the Cleveland Cavaliers. You're adding Caris Levert, who many people don't think is a great wing player. He's not an elite wing player in today's game, but he is very good and does the job pretty well. Averaging 18 points per game, around 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 44% shooting from the field. This guy's a guy who can go get a bucket and also play make for your team. And if you've seen Caris Levert play early in the days before he was on the Pacers, when he was on the Brooklyn Nets, he's a bucket. He can go get a bucket. He's a good player, and I think that this adds a lot of this adds a level to the Cleveland Cavaliers where you have Darius Garland who can go ahead and score and play make, one of the better young playmakers in the game right now. All-star. Credit to him for being an all-star, of course. Jared Allen, one of the more so young dominant centers coming in right now, averaging I believe 16 and 11. And you got to talk about the fact you have Evan Mobley, who's a rookie of the year favorite at the moment right now. Isaac Okoro, who's a rookie last year, who's good and better. Kevin Love, 6th man of the year candidate. Like, this team, like I said before, they've made improvements. They've been making strides to get better, and it's been showing. And I think adding Caris Levert, you just add more scoring to this team. You add more playmaking that can reduce the load of Darius Garland. And I think that this trade, when you look back at it, it's not a trade where you say the Cleveland Cavaliers are now the top favorite to come out of the Eastern Conference. I don't think that at all. I don't want to boost the trade too much, but I think that when you went ahead and got Caris Levert, you added a player who can now aid you going forward. He's not a bad defender. He's not an elite defender, but it sounds like I'm saying he's mid. But Caris Levert's not mid, but he's an okay defender. He's not a guy who's just a liability in that area as well. He's 6'7", long wingspan. He's a good player to add to your team. He's only 27. 2 years left on his contract, of course. He's getting paid this year and then next year, of course. And then the year after that, he's going to be a free agent. But I think this is a quality trade for the Cleveland Cavaliers. When we look at it from the Indiana Pacers standpoint, I think a lot of people might make jokes about what the Pacers have done. Me personally, I might be wrong. Y'all can tell me in the comment section. I like this for Indiana. When you look at what they had, you had Caris Levert for maybe like 1 year, and you were able to garner a first-round pick this year because it's lottery protected. And those of you who don't know what lottery protection means, it means that the pick falls in the lottery, then that team that traded that pick owns that pick again. But we all know the Cleveland Cavaliers right now are playing good basketball. We don't expect them to just, fall into the lottery this year. So essentially that pick is going to go to the Indiana Pacers. So they got a first-round pick this year. They got a second-round pick as well. And they also have another second-round pick coming back in 2027. So essentially, I like the trade that they got. I like it. I like the trade. I think that with the fact that you're able to get a first-round pick for Caris Levert, you still have Miles Turner and Sabonis, who are players who are better than Caris Levert, and you can get more back from those guys too. So seeing what you got for Caris Levert, who knows what you can get from Miles Turner or even Sabonis, who's been a multi-time All-Star. I think that this is a good foundation to start the rebuild. Starting this year, you have extra picks coming into this draft, and who knows? I just think that Indiana, as long as they continue to be aggressive in this rebuild, it's fine. But if they don't gather enough back for when they trade Sabonis and Miles Turner, then we can look back and say, like, maybe the moves that you made weren't that great. But for Caris Levert, I give credit to Indiana. I'm not gonna lie. I know I make jokes about Indiana in some of my videos and they should blow it up, but I'll give them some credit. This is not a bad trade for them. I think that this is what you need to do. Ricky Rubio won't play with the team, of course, because he's out with an ACL injury, and he's going to be free agent at the end of the year. So this is just to match contracts. But again, Indiana, I think that once they garner some more trades for those two guys on their team, Miles Turner and Sabonis, it'll be all right. They'll be okay. They'll make some more trades, and I think that getting what they got for Caris Levert is pretty good. Now, back to Cleveland, because with Caris Levert coming to Cleveland, it also means that this might be the end of Sexton in Cleveland. Colin Sexton, who was drafted in 2018, I know Colin Sexton fans are probably out there thinking this might be the end, and I think it is, because you look at the fact that the Cleveland Cavaliers, again, while I like this trade a lot for Cleveland, and I don't think this is, again, I don't think this is a trade where they boosted them to the elite status teams of the Eastern Conference or the NBA. I think they're still a good team, but they still have flexibility with their roster. They're not locked into max contracts by any means. They can make a lot of moves going further deep into the years when they have free agents coming out and teams that might want to make some trades. But now that Colin Sexton adding in Caris Levert, I think Collin Sexton, his ability with the Cleveland Cavaliers is probably going to be over after this year. They didn't want to offer him the rookie extension, and I think that he's going to walk once free agency happens. And I think Caris Levert, when you compare the two guys, I think Caris Levert is a better fit alongside Darius Garland, who's had a breakout season. You know, Caris Levert can play off ball more, and he can also a lot bigger than Collin Sexton. Again, he's 6'7", can defend at times. And I think that, again, Cleveland was running a 2-point guard system with Darius Garland and Collin Sexton. Was it going to work? Could they make it work? Possibly. They were playing good basketball still when Collin Sexton before he got injured. But I think that Caris Levert is a much better fit for this team. And with the guys who are coming up, like I said, Isaac Okoro, Garland, Mobley, Allen, who's also breaking out, I think Caris Levert is the better fit. And I think that with Collin Sexton, you'll most likely see him walk out the door. And it's an unfortunate side, but hey, that's the NBA business. That's the trade. That's what's going to happen. But wrapping it all up, looking back at this trade, if I was to grade it, I'd pretty much give it a B to both teams. I think that, again, when you look at what Indiana did, getting a first-round pick this year and a second-round pick this year, and it's not a bad trade at all. I think you were able to get some talent. Again, the main thing for Indiana isn't really just trying to get talent. It's building the assets for your rebuild. You have a great young player in Chris Duarte. Now you have two other players in Miles Turner, multi-time All-Star, and Domantas Sabonis, who can garner some more trade value. And I think that when they make some more trades by this trade deadline or going forward, if they can make some good moves like they did with this Levert trade, I'm not mad at it. I think that they can also get a lot back for these two guys they have on their team. You look at the Cleveland side, again, I don't think this is a trade that's going to put them in the conversation of NBA Finals. I will say that this team is dangerous, though. I mean, even without Caris Levert, this team is dangerous. They're one of the better defensive teams, and if you can play defense, I've said it from the people who follow my channel, if you can play defense at an elite level, you will shock some teams and you will stun some teams. Because at the end of the day, everybody can get a bucket, but can you get a stop? Cleveland can do that. And I think that now that you added in a guy who can also get you a bucket as well, alongside Darius Garland and all the guys they have on this team, I like it. I like the fit. I like that you still have flexibility going forward. I know the biggest downside would be that you lose a first-round pick this year, but I think that what Cleveland's doing so far, knowing that think about it, Cleveland had the 3rd overall pick this year. They're one of the worst teams last season. Now they're 1.5 games back from the 1st seed in the Eastern Conference. So essentially, Cleveland even being in that situation that they're in right now is shocking. They shouldn't even be here, but they are here. So they've expedited their entire rebuild process, and that's great. And they've added in some more players. They've given up some picks, but I think they're in a great situation. They haven't signed any super long max contracts. They have some guys who they can go ahead and look forward to bringing into their team going forward in the future. And if anything happens, they have talent on this team. They have a lot of talent, and the Cleveland Cavaliers are a good team. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I think that this trade, it's a good start for the trade deadline. Hopefully we can see some other big trades coming up, but I think that this trade, both teams, you can say that they won. Both teams kind of won this trade. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. If y'all think that this trade was bad, or that so-and-so, this team is stupid, the L trade, you know, y'all let me know in the comment section. But besides all that, definitely leave a like, subscribe if you're new, turn the post notification bell on so you never miss a video coming up. Trade deadline, you know, some crazy stuff is gonna happen. I got Woj, tweets, notifications, Shams, everybody. So, but besides all that, stay on beat.